Hi, I'm Terry Lee. I'm a writer, and I'm collecting the stories of the women of the Minnesota Resistance. Something happened to the women of Minnesota when Renee Good died. We watched that video of Renee's death and the multiple angles of it, and we watched it over and over and over again. We couldn't look away because, well, looking away felt like we were abandoning her. But watching her death was our way of loving her, even if it was just through a phone screen. But more so, we recognized her, we recognized ourselves in her voice. That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. She was smiling, and she used this playful voice with a slightly nervous chuckle, trying to de-escalate with the only weapon she had, her voice. And they killed it for it. As women, we know what it's like to use our voices to try to diffuse a situation. So we imagined ourselves facing what she faced, and we understood in our bodies, before our minds could catch up, that we have a duty to live up to her courage. And so, yeah, we're angry, and we're triggered, and we're showing up, and we're still showing up with signal chats and rapid response network and mutual aid deliveries and legal observer trainings and letter writing and phone calling and bridge brigades and these massive rallies and so much more. And the stories of what we're doing are happening every single day all over our state. Because something else has happened to us women through this process of showing up. We already had big hearts, but our big hearts have grown even bigger. We have unleashed layers of empathy and fierce love that we didn't really know was possible. Because inside this ache and pain of these deep wounds and this intense trauma, we found this really precious and sacred gift. And it's bigger than the grief and it's bigger than the rage. I mean, this love is immense. It's this connection and this empathy and this humanity that's growing out of us exponentially. And that's all as a result of the trauma we're going through. And so for months now, I've been collecting the stories of the women in this resistance. I've sat down with them, I've recorded their voices, and I'm writing their stories. I've collected hundreds of these stories. And if someone doesn't write it down, it will disappear into the next news cycle of all that terrible, horrible, doom-scrolling shit. And I refuse to let that happen, because these women's stories need to be heard. So I hope you'll join me. That's what this channel is for. I'm writing these stories and I'm going to be reading them to you. So here's a little snippet, some of the stories I'm going to read to you over the coming weeks on this channel. I have a teacher who can only identify the sounds of her students by the sound of their crying. I have a woman facing a terminal chronic health condition, and she protested as an inflatable frog. And she now protests with a walker. See, she still shows up. I have a widow who is a teacher who had a hysterectomy during the surge, and she came back to her classroom that used to be 30 students, and now it's like 5 or 10. But she keeps showing up as she's going through her own stuff, because that's what teachers do. And I have a woman who stuffed rent money into boxes of diapers and delivered them to families who were too afraid to leave their homes. She raised over $85,000 and paid rents for 71 families, or 71 different rents in 4 months. And to this day, every morning when I go walking with my dog, I see women in reflective vests at the mobile home park across the street from the park where I walk my dog. And they are there to make sure the children get on and off the bus safely. And I've talked to those women. There are so many. I have so many stories. Every single one of these women said the same thing to me. My story's nothing special. I just did what needed to be done. Well, that's why I created this channel, because I'm doing what needs to be done, and that's sharing the stories of these anonymous women who don't want the individual attention, because the world out there, you need to know that this love growing up out of us from this ugliness is amazing. And what we've learned, and I need you to know, is that this fierce love is the antidote to all that stuff showing up. And it keeps us hope hunting, and it keeps us looking for the helpers, and it keeps us loving. So thanks for giving a shit. If this touched you and you want to hear these stories, subscribe, like, comment, share. Go find my Substack, fiercelovemn.com, and read the stories there. I'll keep publishing them and I'll keep reading them to you. But I just gave you a snippet today. I love you fiercely.